Terry, let's look ahead to Celtic. Always a good place to go to. Looking forward to the Celtic Park experience.
Yeah, certainly, and a lot of my players haven't played there before. They will have seen things on TV and spoken to people that have played there before. But obviously spoken to their teammates here, and it's a place where I'm sure that it's a game where they've had that written in their calendar for some time. And I don't know if they've got family or friends coming up to watch it, but it's a great place to play football, and it's a great place to go and pit your wits against a very, very good side. So. They've had experience of going to like Hibs and Hearts before, and obviously Rangers when we won in the League Cup. So they played in front of 29,000 there at Rangers, and they were very noisy and it was a good atmosphere. So hopefully that'll stand them in good stead for Saturday afternoon.
Celtic have dropped points, especially at home this season to SPL clubs already. Do you take comfort from that, knowing that sides like the Hibs and St Johnstone and Kilmarnock have gone to Celtic Park and got something?
No, not really. That's all history now, as far as we're concerned. And we look at Saturday's game. I'm looking for a reaction from my players first, as to the 5-1 defeat from Motherwell last week. We got a spanking and a real slap in the face. So we're looking for a reaction from them on the pitch. As a player, if you lose a game heavily, like we did last week, then you want to bounce back quickly by getting on the training field, getting rid of all the anger and frustration and hurt, and then you want to play. So the players have been training very well this week. They've been put in a very good shift. They've worked hard. There's been a good bit of banter and talk and laughter as well. So that's been good. And I think now the next stage is to go and play. So I'm looking at what our players do first and foremost, and I don't take any credence or any sort of thoughts about Celtic not being good when it comes to post-European matches, and because Celtic have got a big squad. They've got good players that can play. They've used a lot of players this year through one reason or another, through injuries and other games and tiredness, etc. And those players have done pretty well. So they have good players there. We're sort of prepared for anything that Celtic can throw at us, no matter who plays, because they've got a big selection problem in terms of all the number of players that they have. But we want to enjoy it, and we've enjoyed our football in the last 3 or 4 months. Didn't enjoy last Sunday, of course, when you lose like that. But we've enjoyed our football, and it's another step for these players who haven't played at Parkhead before to go and enjoy it and learn from it, and be better people as a result of that.
I talked about Celtic dropping points, but in the reverse, they've been fantastic in Europe this season. Beating Barcelona on their own patch as well, and going so close in the new camp. What have you made of Celtic's European campaign? It's
been phenomenal, and we all hoped that they would get through on Tuesday, but that defeat in Lisbon's really sort of postponed the inevitable, really, because I think that they'll beat Spartak in a couple of weeks' time at Parkhead and then go through. I can't see Benfica going to the new camp and winning, but you never know. But I still think it's within Celtic's own hands, and I'm sure that they will get that result that's needed to take them through. So to do that would be a magnificent achievement. But I think that they have the players that they were almost there in Lisbon. There was a good period in the game when they were actually in the last 16 when they were drawing the match, but Benfica just popped up with a good goal at the end to win it and nick it. But they're that close. They're that close from getting there, and I'm sure that they will do. So they've been tremendous, and it's been great to watch their European adventure, and especially the games against Barcelona. And I think they've learned a heck of a lot in those matches too. So it's a daunting task for us to go and play against a team that could be in the last 16 or will be in the last 16 of the Champions League, and to go there and try and beat them on their own patch. But then again, we have that every season, and it's something that doesn't faze us and doesn't daunt us, but something that we should look forward to doing.
We've spoken about Scottish football in the last couple of weeks and how the SPL has been really competitive and really entertaining. We've seen some great games this season, but coupled with Celtic doing so in the Champions League, Scottish football has kind of picked itself up from that kind of self-proclaimed Armageddon in the summer.
I think the football and the quality that's been on show in the SPL has been fantastic. It's been great entertainment. It might not always have been great quality, like I just said, but there are mistakes, there's great goalmouth action, there's plenty of goals, there's plenty of incidents, there's plenty of controversy. I think it's been a great season. It's been a really positive season for me, and I think the best aspect is younger players especially getting good game time and showing what they can do, but also playing in an environment that's, I wouldn't say free of fear, but it has a nice feel to it where they can go out and enjoy themselves and relax a little bit and play. So that's been a real huge benefit this season, and our boys have certainly enjoyed that. Okay, last Sunday didn't do it, but in the previous 10 matches they've been absolutely brilliant. One game doesn't make us a bad team, but at the same time, there's always sort of that performance or that potential shock just around the corner. And it has, this season's been some really sort of not weird results, but there's been some great goals and lots of them, lots of goals. And we aim to continue our run, if not of scoring in every match. So Parkhead's certainly a big test for us to see if we can continue that. But it's a great challenge to go down there. We don't have to play the crowd like we did at Ibrox. We went down there at Ibrox, enjoyed the occasion, but handled it very, very well. And then we had that freedom to go and play. Saturday is exactly the same as that. You
mentioned about the new guys kind of experiencing Celtic Park, but for the more experienced guys in the team, guys who've been there before, I look back a couple of years ago, you fought back from 2-0 down to get a 2-2 draw. That kind of experience, if they can touch on that might stand you in good stead this weekend. Yeah,
I mean, Richie Ferrand scored in that game. I think he scored the first goal in that game to get us back into the match. And as Richie keeps telling us all the time, he scored Champions League goals as well. So he's he's certainly not shy in telling people about the goals that he scored. And I think I know our senior players, the ones that have played at Parkhead before, are telling the other ones who haven't been there, exactly what it's like and what it's all about. It won't quite rate as the same sort of European atmosphere that Parkhead can create and generate on Saturday, but there'll be a good few thousand there that can inspire their team, and we don't have to play the crowd like we did at Ibrox. It's very similar where we're not playing the crowd, we're playing against 11 Celtic men, and we'll certainly go out there and enjoy it because Celtic can play anyone really. They've got a huge squad. They've changed a lot of their personnel about this year through one reason or another, and a lot of the players have got game time. They've got new signings that score in their debuts and all these kind of things as well. So they've got a good mix. We haven't quite got that squad, nowhere near it in fact, but we've got players that are hungry to bounce back and are hungry to do well this season themselves.
You've already come up against Celtic already this season. I know that the press attention after the game quite hurt you after that 4-2 defeat, but your players have responded in spectacular fashion ever since that game.
Yeah, they've bounced back very well, but that game is history now. We don't want a repeat of that. We had a glimpse of a very poor performance on Sunday. We don't have many of those during the season, touch wood, so we're pretty lucky that way. But no, I think it's a great game to come back into straight away, and we have a great week next week as well with Aberdeen away on the Tuesday and Ross County in the Cup away on the Saturday. So 3 big matches away from home, but we tend to do a lot better when we're away from home, when the pressure's on, when we're the underdogs, and certainly in the first 2 of those games, Celtic on Saturday and Aberdeen on Tuesday, we will be the underdogs. So I think that suits us very well, and we enjoy that. But it's whilst we got accolades, a few accolades for our run and everything else like that, that's come to an end. We've not achieved anything yet so far this season, so we want to build towards successful 2012-2013 and make sure that we really enjoy it at the end. And games against Celtic and in our league aren't really going to influence the way that or where we finish in the league, in my opinion. But they're games to be enjoyed, games to pit your wits against top players, top European players as well, and see where that takes us.
And just finally, any other injury news or concerns for this weekend?
No, we've got everybody available from last week. We've got 1 or 2 players, Nick Ross, Simon King, that'll come back into training very soon, Ryan Essen as well. So we're just starting to get 1 or 2 of those back. Because remember, last year we were on about how many players we had out injured. I think that was the first question: how many players are actually going to make the bus for the journey down to Celtic? But this time we've, even though we had 5 out last week, which 5 to us is a massive number. But it just shows you the confidence of the players that we've been able to put younger ones in, and they've filled the shoes of the injured ones very well. So it'd be nice to see 1 or 2 back. In fact, all of them back eventually, particularly Chris Hogg when he does come back. But it'd be nice to see them because you need that competition. And I think you look at Celtic and you look at their strike force and the competition they've got there. That can only make players better and want to do better and have to do better to get in the team. So if we can just get that little bit more competition with these players back, who knows? But we've got 5 out, which for us is massive. I think Celtic have got more out, but it doesn't hurt them because they've got the huge squad and huge numbers that they have. But there you go. That's what you're up against.
Cheers, Terry. Thanks for that.
Okay.